And I think really it was when we moved into our house, which we knew was ours, that we could then relax and sort of start to enjoy Spain again,
Mm,
really.
mm.
So yeah.
And in that beauty of hindsight, was it kind of a good thing that you'd ended up having to change jobs? Because in a way, your life was straddling two countries. You were kind of not you were moved to Spain, but in some ways you were between two locations. So did it feel more grounded, more settled?
Yeah, much more, because the thought of having to go travel every other week, and also the fact that you're trying to then work in a tiny little flat with a swimming pool right outside in the really hot weather was quite difficult. But then when I got the job in Spain, I knew then that we were settled. We got the house, and it coincided with Naomi being more settled at school as well.
Mm.
So it all kind of came together. And meanwhile, we'd left my husband, who was like trying to look after us all, being supportive to all of us. And then he got at the same time Naomi being snappy with him because she was stressed, me being snappy with him because I was stressed. So the poor guy had to deal with two very, very stressed women at the time. And he managed to just be the one that was the solid one for the whole period of time, really. So
Mm.
we were lucky to have him, I think, at the
Mm.
time.
And then recently you've made a departure job wise, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, so I worked for the company in Spain for 3 years, and I was employed, and that kind of got us through the school fees and when that finalised. And it coincided with me being able to take some money from my pension, which was quite good timing. So what I decided to do was to take a little bit of money that I got saved in that to tide us over so that then I could start my own business. So basically, I am now working for myself, which is great because I can pick and choose how many clients I want to deal with. And that's quite important for me because I want to be able to sort of look after them well. And also, it gives me the chance to travel a bit more so that if I need to be in the UK, I can go, but I'm not sort of tied to going to the UK. And it also means we can see a bit more of Spain. So since I've gone self-employed, we've been to Poland, we've been to Italy twice, and we've been back to the UK twice as well. So it's great. And it took me a while to sort of get the clients, but actually I was very lucky that two of them came with me anyway, without me having to ask them,
Mm.
because I was under a contract, so I had to be quite careful anyway. And they both contacted me and said, we've tracked you down to this new place that you're working, and we want you to look after us. So I ended up with two clients that came across. Another client that had been looking at going to the other company decided to come with me as well. And then I've been given leads so that I've been able to build up clients. I've got 5 now, which is really good. So it's worked out well. And that's allowed me to do other things as well as just working as a financial advisor. So it's been
Mm.
handy.
So it sounds like things have really consolidated, because if you had that first home for 3 years and that tied in with 3 years of Naomi's
Naomi
schooling,
School.
yeah, and having a steady income from the existing job,
Yeah.
and then the new move, the final move where you live now, that preceded the new job.
Yes, just. But it meant that we weren't as reliant on a car because we moved to an area where we can walk everywhere, which is a
Right.
big plus. So, because petrol costs obviously had gone up
Oh
quite a lot,
yes. Yeah.
gas costs. So it meant that we could actually then rely on walking, cycling, doing a bit more, everything. So there was a supermarket, well, 3 supermarkets within walking distance, which we hadn't had before. And Naomi also decided that she was going to go to Central America for a few months and work in England for a couple of months. So it meant that we could have a slightly smaller house, but in a much better location. So,
Mm.
and we can walk to the beach now, which is really nice.
Mm.
Yeah, it's great.
And in your last place, you had a pool. Do you have a pool in this
We did.
place?
No, we don't. We sacrificed the pool
Oh, okay.
so that we could be closer to the beach, because as it would be in the US as well, the closer you get to the sea, the more expensive houses become. I think it's pretty much the same everywhere.
Absolutely.